Oktoberfest. This is Paulaner, maybe the best known, widely spread and best-selling beers of the Munich breweries. Correct me if I'm wrong though. And today we will compare their regular Helles with their Oktober beer. So the Helles is in a can. It has been this way for a couple of years in Sweden, I know. I wonder what Germans think about people drinking their beer in cans. Here in Sweden we have a long tradition of these tall cans. Fail. I will learn one day. All Swedes must know that trick. Oh yes. It's very pale. Are the other Helles these light? Maybe. Let's open the Oktoberfest straight away as well. And maybe we can pour it straight down. This is 1 liter tall glass. This is going to be a crazy head. Wow. This might be too much. Look at that foam moving. Can you see? It's alive. So, as I've said before, I have a prejudice against these Helles beers, but I've tried the Hofbräu and the Löwenbräu before, and I was surprised how different they were. This smells very typical. Malty, citrusy, maybe a sweetness in the malt as well. Complete coincidence, but I actually had a German-styled lunch today with that sausage, bratwurst, I guess in American, bratwurst. I'm sorry, I will learn the proper pronunciations. All in good time. But yeah, bratwurst and sauerkraut. I don't even know what that's called in English. Sauerkraut? Hopefully. Okay, the last drops. The Oktoberfest beer might be a little bit darker. It's hard to tell actually. Maybe they have the same shade. It's extremely malty, on the nose at least. But let's have a taste. Prost, cheers, skål. It's actually even more malty than I remembered it. But apart from that, maybe finally I have my very typical Helles. The Hofbräu had a dry aftertaste and the Löwenbräu was more spicy than I expected. But this is right on the money, I think. Yeah, you just can't stop drinking. It has that a little bit similarly to the Hofbräu honey orange start, which then evolves into a drier malt taste. But this journey is slower than the Hofbräu, and the difference between the sweetness and the dryness isn't as extreme. I don't know if I make any sense here. The bitterness is low. It's not much of that herbal spicy notes, but there is a little bit lingering together with the malt in the aftertaste, which is really nice. So once again, I'm a bit surprised that these beers aren't as, what should I say, harmless as in my mind. But maybe that's because I'm really concentrating now. If you just pour up a beer before the food, maybe you expect something else. I often want a little more bite in my beers, but this is very pleasant. I don't know, I can't really complain about it. Certain days I might find it a bit boring, maybe. Especially with ordinary food. Maybe spicy food would be perfect in combination. But let's compare it to the Oktoberfest beer. Oh, that's such a different aroma. You don't feel the malt in the same way. It's something else. I get some association with cleaning equipment. Some smell from my childhood kitchen. It has sweet malt there as well, but it's another aroma that is dominating. The Helles smells clean and fresh. I just had to take another sip. And there's something else in the Oktoberfest beer. I hope there isn't something wrong with it. Let's have a taste. Prost, cheers, skål. Yeah, as usual, I can clearly feel the higher ABV. The Helles has 4.9% ABV and the Oktoberfest 6.0 ABV. So more than 1% difference. It's a tiny bit sweeter, but you do get that drier malt finish. But the regular Helles is definitely more malty, or maybe the malt is just sweeter. It's kind of camouflaged in the beginning. In the Helles you feel it straight away. In the Oktoberfest you notice the maltiness in the end. The aftertaste is delicious. It's so interesting to compare. Sometimes I can get a bit sensitive about the booziness when you can feel the higher ABV, and I definitely can when I compare these two, but somehow I don't really mind. Yeah, the malty finish isn't as dry in the Oktoberfest version. It's smoother, sweeter, creamier. Yeah, the Helles is so malty when you are comparing. What was that smell in the beginning? It must be something, the combination between the alcohol and the sweet malt. I sometimes get this soap aroma when you have stronger lagers, and maybe it's heading that way. I'm not sure, but I like it. Yeah, maybe that's the biggest difference, that with that malt finish you also have a sweeter, almost fruity note alongside it. It's like comparing a dry room, hello, with a cave or something. Hello, 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 hello. Somehow the flavor just continues. Yeah, it's beautiful. And I actually prefer a bit of intrigue, that you can't pinpoint every aroma or taste. It has some mystery to it. So if I have to choose the Helles or the Oktoberfest beer, I choose the Oktoberfest. Click into this playlist for more Oktoberfest videos, and remember, drink responsibly.